Hello Libra, welcome to your June 2021 tarot. We are going to jump right into things. All of the decks I am using, I have pre-shuffled left screen, and we are starting with the Sixth Sense Connection Oracle, in which we get kind of a background feel for what is happening with Libra for the month of June 2021. Cosmically speaking, we do have a lot happening, and I will go through that week by week. So on the bottom of the deck, you may want to keep patience as your keyword in the back of your mind. And then you've got new beginning. Be patient. There's new beginnings that are happening. I'll talk about more of that in the background and what is going on cosmically. So let's get the tarot messages. This is the Center Merte Tarot. Let's get the messages for Libra for the month of June 2021. Now, in true Mercury retrograde fashion, I had a reading completely done, and I accidentally somehow found a way to delete it. So we do have Mercury in retrograde in the sign of Gemini for almost the entire month of June. Mercury went retrograde on May 29th in the sign of Gemini, which is all about communication. And you can expect your communications and how you communicate to have major glitches. There we go. Now these two cards did come out together, so they are going to be read together. I have one card, or mostly, for one for each week. I will clarify using the Mystic Garbage Tarot. On the bottom of the deck, speaking of communications, you have the Eight of Wands. This is your background energy that is going on throughout the entire month, where there's a lot of communication going back and forth, and it is tied to this new beginning. And I do feel that this new beginning could be in regards to employment, home, finances, work, things that are tangible, because you do have the Ace of Pentacles beneath it. Yeah, there's a few more pentacles. Oh, stability, strength, and Ace of Swords. So there is more than likely something coming in for you, Libra, that is going to bring a lot of stability to things that are tangible in your life. So we're going to talk a little bit more about what was happening at the end of May in the cosmos, because we did have a few major astrological events happening. On the 26th of May, we had the super full moon with the lunar eclipse. Now that was showing you a glimpse as to what you need to be looking at closing out, because if you don't start getting into the swing of that, there's good probability you're going to end up with a tower moment when the solar eclipse, because eclipses always come in two, when the solar eclipse happens, and that will be happening in the second week of June. But I'll talk about more about that when we get to the second week of June. So we had all of that happen. We had Mercury go retrograde. We had Saturn go retrograde, all at the end of May, which is going to carry out into the first week of June. And the first week of June, you do have the Page of Swords, which talks about, because this is the youth of the court cards, so you have Page, Knight, Queen, King. Those are the court cards of the tarot. The Page of Swords is a little bit intimidated by a challenge that you are facing, and doesn't feel like they know what to do, or that they have the skills or the knowledge to stand up to this and to face it. And the reality is that you do. But let's dive into what is this challenge. Now the swords represents air signs when it comes to the tarot, and it talks, and air signs in the tarot talk about things that are going on in your mind and your brain. So that is where the not feeling super confident is coming in. Now, I'm not going to spend tons of time on the clarifying cards, but we will go through because there are a number of them. So in terms of this challenge that you're not sure about, that you're not feeling super confident in, It is going to lead to some peace of mind because you are going to face the challenge, and you are going to do so with a bit of a flair. You're not going to worry about the feelings of people involved because you have to do this, and you have to do it kind of on your own and make this decision, because with the Queen of Swords here, again, she's very intelligent, she's very witty, and she's got the answers, and she will put it out there. She's not quite as ruthless as the King of Swords, but she will be an executioner should that be required. Ace of Cups, there's an offer coming in, and this is what some of the communication could be about. Oh, you've got double confirmation, and I stinking love it when this happens. You got Page of Swords and the Page of Swords. And this has been happening a lot when I've been doing these monthly readings. So you've, okay, so you're looking at moving into an area where you've got some peace of mind, some calmer water coming in, because you are going to face this challenge and you are going to do it. Why? Because you've got the power of the Magician behind you. You've been manifesting this. You've been creating this point. And now that it's here, it's almost like you are afraid of actually being struck down or taking that leap of faith. The Fool has not come out yet. We're only in the first week of June, but you've been creating and manifesting something. And it's your hopes, wishes, and dreams coming true with the 10 of Cups. Your cups are going to be fulfilled. You've got the Queen of Pentacles. And there you go. Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles. This could be a message. I don't feel that it is. I feel this is an opportunity that is coming your way to make money. And there's going to be a lot of communication going back and forth in the background. Now be cautious with this Mercury retrograde, because communications are easily snarled, things are mixed up, messages not sent. Oh, sorry, Seven of Pentacles with the Hanged Man. You've been waiting and waiting and waiting for this for a long period of time. You've got the Two Swords. You've been caught up in your head about it. And yeah, you're sick and tired of the juggling. You've been manifesting this, wanting this, trying to create it with everything you got. And it is going to fill your cup. It's not necessarily a new romance that is starting. That would be something for a personal reading, which I do. My email is going to be in the description box down below. Fire me an email. We will talk about your personal reading and how you want to go about doing it, because there are a few options. So the second week of June, it really doesn't have anything too exciting until the almost end of the week. So cosmically speaking, you do have a little bit of a lull before the shit hits the fan, because on June 10th, there is a new moon in the sign of Gemini. So that is the Magician energy coming in, where you want to create and manifest. Well, the Magician, that is Gemini energy right there, creator, manifester. Get your thought machine going, get that brain going, and the ideas flowing when it comes time for the new moon and you start setting your intentions. However, there is a solar eclipse the following day, which is Friday, June 11th, and that is going to be the bookend to the eclipse that happened at the end of May. And whatever is closing out, or the universe wants you to close out, whatever is fated for you, if you haven't gotten a glimpse and gotten things moving as to what's going on, this solar eclipse on June 11th is going to come in and give you a tower moment. And you do have the Chariot in reverse. Now, the Chariot is Major Arcana card of Cancer. Usually talks about movement forward, traveling. It also is doing so with a lot of willpower, because it takes a lot of power to move things forward. But because it is in the reverse, sorry, this is how it came out. It's in the reverse. You're not moving forward. So let's get the messages for Libra for the Chariot for the second week of June 2021. Remember that whole hesitating before you step off the ledge into something new when those new opportunities start arriving or showing up? You're not willing to work with somebody, and you are not willing with the Emperor in reverse. Emperor is a major arcana card, as is the Chariot. Major arcana equals major energy. Three of Pentacles in reverse is not willing to work with somebody. The Emperor in reverse is, I mean, take a look at the card. Basically, if it's in reverse, you're being a dickhead. And you're not willing to move forward. You're not willing to progress. You may be holding on to some secrets, which is stopping things from moving forward, and you're feeling a lot of lack because of it. Knight of Pentacles, this is going to be slow moving if you are not able to get out of this stuck energy. And I do strongly feel that it's a lot of, it's the fear. It's the fear of jumping into this something new. And it potentially could require you to be moving. Whether it's moving apartments, you're going across the hall, or you're moving up to the penthouse. Maybe you are moving cities, you're moving in with a loved one. There's a lot of hesitation in this. There's no movement, and when that eclipse comes around, I'm surprised the Tower card didn't show up, because it could lead to a Tower moment. Now, the Tower card is a real thing in the tarot, and when the Tower card shows up, that is when things get rattled, shaken, and the pictures are usually a tower being struck by lightning and falling over, and that is exactly what it represents, as well as it's an event that comes in and shakes your foundations to the core, and it doesn't give you an option. You have to act on that point. And if your foundations are strong, then it doesn't rattle you as hard. There's a lot more to it, and you're kind of, I do feel that this is what is building. You're building towards a Tower moment if you don't get unstuck and get out of that fear. Now, in the third week of June, you do have the Seven of Swords, and this talks about shady or deceptive behavior. There's a couple interesting things happening in the third week of June. The Sun moves out of Gemini into the sign of Cancer, and that will be complete by the 21st. On the 22nd, Mercury goes direct. And then we've got on the 23rd, Jupiter goes retrograde. Now, right now, Jupiter is in Pisces, which is giving us a daydreamy feel to life. And we're indulging in that, but it slips back into Aquarius. So there is going to be some action-oriented energy coming in once that happens, even though Jupiter is going retrograde, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It just helps slow things down. And then we've got Neptune, I think, on the 26th, and then there's a full moon happening around that time as well. So you may be feeling a lot of energy coming in, and I'm just noticing on this card, hope and reflection are written on the inside of that casket. And you're kind of sitting there pondering, reflecting, you're looking back, and you can use that Mercury energy, Mercury in retrograde. You can use that energy to reflect, review, revise, rewrite, all of that fun stuff. But let's clarify the Seven of Swords for Libra, please. So once we kind of get through that eclipse energy, we're going to get whammied with a whole bunch of moving and shaking in the planets. All right, anything else? We've got one card for you here. I just may have to do a quick rundown off the bottom of the pile, that's all. Okay. There we go. Okay, 9 of Wands. This is where you're picking yourself back up. You've gone within, you've taken a look at your wounds and how you can heal them. And you're kind of focusing on the shady, deceptive behavior. You're reflecting on it, but you're doing so with hope. And right now, Chiron, the asteroid, which is the wounded warrior, talks about how we heal our inner wounds, is direct, and it will be direct until mid-July. So when Chiron is direct, that is in the healing phase of things. So this is a great time to actually be looking back, reflecting, and trying to figure out how to heal. Now, you do have some Hermit energy here where maybe you've been isolating yourself in regards to all of this. There's the Emperor again. You're taking charge this time. Instead of being a dickhead, you're just being authoritative, and there is a difference. Being a dickhead, you're being a bully. Being authoritative, you know your power, you're standing within your power, and you're doing so with not necessarily grace, but you're in your place, you're in your power. You haven't given it away. You've got the Knight of Wands, which is a bit of a burst of creativity, but it indicates possible drama. But now the Wheel of Fortune is spinning in your favor. Now you have the Emperor, the Wheel of Fortune, and the World, which are all major arcana, and the Hermit. So you do have a lot of major energy where you want to just go back into your casket and lick your wounds, but you're getting a burst of drive. Break you out of that Hermit cycle. So with the Wheel of Fortune, it is usually pictured as an actual wheel. It is the Wheel of Life. Now with the Wheel of Life, you have to go through the downturns to get to the upturns. With this card in the upright, you are on an upturn because the cycle is ending, which the World is another circular imagery type card. And the World card is the last card of the major arcana. It is the end of a cycle, and it's a good end of a cycle. You are releasing, you're feeling like the weight of the world has been taken off your shoulders. You've got the 10 of Pentacles, which indicates an abundance. So whatever it is that you've been wanting to create and manifest, 10 of Wands on the bottom, that is letting go of heavy burdens. This is kind of a lazy man shuffle. So that is the third week of June. Now in the fourth week of June, you've got the Knight of Cups in reverse. And the Knight of Cups in reverse is a lack of movement. There is where an offer of not necessarily love in a romantic term, but something that would fill your emotional cup. That offer is not coming in because you are not allowing it. And part of the reason why you're not allowing it is you do have the Magician card here, Major Arcana, card of Gemini. You've been wishing, hoping, and creating this new opportunity, and you're rejecting this offer because you don't like it. It's not what you've been wanting. And it may be because you're not being specific enough or being clear enough. But let's clarify the Magician and the Knight of Cups for Libra. See if there's anything else. We do have a couple cards here, so we're going to run with it. Now, don't forget, there is a lot of communication coming in back and forth, particularly once Mercury goes direct. It's going to allow the energy to really kind of right itself, and things are going to flow a lot easier. Now you have the Two of Cups Talking about partnership, could be romantic, might not be. And I love this card. I hope you guys do too. The Eight of Pentacles. She's working it for her Benjamins. I love it. He's been working really hard, and you are starting to see progress, and you may have had to work with somebody in regards to this, into getting clear on what you want to bring in, and you're rejecting whatever isn't resonating. Give yourself a bit of a break here with the Four of Wands. Don't be so hard on yourself. And when it comes to creating and manifesting, sometimes you just have to really put a lot of oomph out there. And the new moon is usually when you want to do this. But the full moon at the end of the month, this is when you want to release. And maybe this is where you're getting specific, is you're releasing things that are getting in your way, but then you have to take a break because you do have to replenish your cups. And you do have the Four of Cups, which means you're, again, you're rejecting offers that don't suit you, that don't resonate. And you've made decisions. You're hoping on the star. You may have to make some CEO-like decisions because the King of Wands is the CEO of the tarot, and he's very fiery and passionate about what it is, and that is you. You want something that is going to bring you that deep love and balance to move you out of this rocky period. We did see this card at the beginning of the month. There's your Ace of Pentacles again. This is what you're bringing in. You're probably rejecting a job offer that has come in that you didn't like. Maybe it was a lowball offer on a home, or it was a lowball offer on a contract that left out a lot of things that you were asking for. But again, double confirmation with the Ace of Pentacles. You then have the Hermit, which you have the answers and the what it takes within you already, and you may have to stand on your own. And on the very bottom of the deck, don't get too caught up in your head about making this decision. There's Two Pentacles. You're juggling. It's going to take some strength to get through it. And there's the Wheel of Fortune. It looks like luck is maybe on your side, or at least showing a little bit of a glimpse for you. And things are starting to turn in your favor. It just may take some time because the Wheel of Fortune did not come out in the base. That doesn't necessarily mean that your luck is not changing and that you are now on the upswing of things where they maybe had been on the downswing at the beginning of the month. It was looking a little down. You had some conflict there. But by the end of the month, things are starting to swing upwards again for you, and that Wheel of Fortune keeps trying to come out. So things are changing. I am going to make a prediction that in July is when you're going to see a lot more in regards to your new beginning. So that is the end of the tarot portion. I am doing a contest every sign. At the end of the month, I will be looking at which sign for the monthly readings had the most views, interactions, and likes. And that sign, whoever has the most, will get bonus readings the following month. So how does this work? In May, Taurus had the most views, interactions, and likes. So in June, they are getting bonus readings. And if you want a personal reading, send me an email. Email's in the description box. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, share away should you wish, and hit that notification bell. I do weekly readings. You'll want to be notified for those, and you will also want to be notified when I post new videos at random, possibly on the eclipse, possibly when the sun changes signs. You never know. Could be a lunar event. You want to know when I've released a new video. So I'm going to leave it here, and I'll talk to you soon.